Welcome in everyone. In today's video, we're going over my top 10 weapons in the Forever Winter. I've ranked each weapon focusing on obvious things like stats such as damage and fire rate, as well as more subtle things like weapon attachment compatibility and ease of access for the weapon and its ammo. I will note that I excluded surplus weapons from this video as I wanted to focus more on the wide variety of weapons available in the game. And let's be honest, we all know they both slap. I've also excluded grenade launchers from this list as it's a safe assumption that everyone likes blowing stuff up with them. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get straight into it. At number 10, we have the PP-19. The PP-19 is a SMG that has low damage, solid fire rate, and good recoil. It's also the most customizable SMG, with it being able to switch out all parts, attach a silencer, foregrip, and scope, and can even change out the barrel for a damage increase. The gun is extremely accessible as it's sold by Aramaki at level 1, and the ammo is plentiful regardless of if it's bought from vendors or scavenged from the battlefield. The only downside of the PP-19 is that it's a low damage SMG and will struggle to take down larger groups of enemies, especially if they're beefy. And to a lesser extent, the dust cover you need to put a sight on the gun isn't unlocked until after a few weapon levels. We place it on the list at number 10, with its one saving grace being the fact that it's a very cheap and accessible early game option. At number 9, we have the Vector. The Vector is an SMG that has good damage, good fire rate, and great recoil, but lacks any customization options aside from a sight and a muzzle brake. The gun isn't very accessible as it's sold by Grillo at level 3, and you can only buy 150 bullets per trader per reset, which you'll blast through thanks to the weapon's high fire rate. However, the gun handles like a champ and can easily mow down small to medium squads with ease. The biggest drawback, however, is that we can't attach a suppressor due to it already having an integrated suppressor, which currently doesn't work. The ammo is also pretty bulky, only holding 15 bullets per stack. We place it on the list at number 9 as it's a solid SMG but has accessibility issues in regards to the gun and its ammo and a bugged integrated suppressor. At number 8, we have the Scar. The Scar is a heavy rifle that has great damage, okay fire rate, and okay recoil. It's completely customizable, being able to swap out all parts including a barrel for a damage increase, and even has what looks like to be a barrel with an integrated suppressor that unfortunately does not work. The gun is very accessible as it's sold by Grillo at level 1 and can buy or scavenge lots of ammo for the weapons as well. The main drawback of the Scar is that it relies heavily on attachments to truly shine. It has a base magazine of only 8 bullets, which is where it struggles the most. However, you can swap that mag out for up to a 60 round magazine, which truly allows this high damage rifle to shine. We place it on the list at number 8 as it's an extremely good rifle once built, but relies heavily on a magazine upgrade to get started and has no silencer option due to the integrated silencer barrel not working. At number 7, we have the Saw. The Saw is an LMG that has okay damage, great fire rate, and okay recoil. It is the most customizable LMG, able to add a sight, foregrip, and suppressor, and even able to switch out the barrel for a damage increase. The gun is not very accessible as it's sold by Grillo at level 3, but you can buy lots of ammo from vendors or scavenge a good amount from the battlefield. The main selling point of this gun is its huge default mag that contains 200 rounds. However, the damage is on the lower end and the recoil is on the higher end, with the horizontal spread being pretty noticeable. If you're willing and able to deal with the recoil, the Saw can easily Swiss cheese large groups of enemies with plenty of bullets to spare. We place this on the list at number 7 as it's a good customizable LMG, but to be honest, 200 round mags are kind of excessive and there are much better alternatives that are less of a bullet hose. But I can't deny that it's very fun to use. At number 6, we have the 20mm anti-tank. The 20mm anti-tank is a heavy rifle that has unmatched damage, a bolt action fire rate, and high but negligible recoil. It's not customizable and is very hard to get a hold of as it's only available as a quest reward for eliminating Gold Brick in Ashen Mesa. On the other hand, you can buy quite a lot of ammo for it considering it's a single shot rifle and boasts a large 10 round mag. Additional downsides include that the ammo is also very heavy and only stacks to 10 per stack, and that it cannot be silenced. We place it on this list at number 6 because the gun definitely packs a punch despite being very loud and heavy, with it easily being able to pick off exos and even tanks from afar. At number 5, we have the AK. The AK is a rifle that has good damage, solid fire rate, and good recoil. It is completely customizable, silencer compatible, and able to change out every component including the barrel and a gas block for 2 separate damage increases. The gun is extremely accessible as it's sold by Aramaki at level 1, and not only are bullets plentiful from vendors and the battlefield, but there is also a separate free surplus bullet type for the AK that's offered from vendors. The AK is an extremely customizable and versatile weapon that doesn't really have any drawbacks like the previous entries. We place it on this list at number 5, not because it's bad, but because it's simply outshined in almost every aspect by the upcoming competition. At number 4, we have the SVD. The SVD is a rifle that has great damage, okay fire rate, and good recoil. It's fairly customizable and silencer compatible. It's fairly accessible at Aramaki level 2, but its ammo is a bit harder to get than other guns due to the low amount purchasable via vendor and not really being able to be found on the battlefield. The SVD's main strength comes from its medium to long range capabilities, most often used as a sniper rifle to pick off opponents from afar. Due to its largest mag holding only 20 bullets, it's not quite built for close range and large engagements. The SVD does require a fair bit of investment, as you cannot attach a sight to it until you unlock or find the first upgraded dust cover at around level 10. To be blunt, using this weapon with iron sights completely blows, and I haven't even bothered to level it up yet, but the community sings praises of this weapon and I do see the potential of it, hence we placed it on this list at number 4. At number 3, we have the RPK. The RPK is a rifle that has great damage, good fire rate, and good recoil. It's very customizable and silencer compatible with changeable barrels and gas blocks for a double damage upgrade, up to a whopping 225 damage. It's fairly accessible as it's sold at Aramaki level 2, and lots of ammo can be purchased from vendors, but isn't really found on the battlefield. The RPK is essentially a direct upgrade of the AK, boasting more damage and fire rate, as well as a larger base magazine which can be upgraded to 100 rounds. However, the ammo is more inconvenient as it holds less per stack. We place it on this list at number 3 as it's the highest damage rifle we can currently get that has a high fire rate and very manageable recoil, which can easily mow down large groups of enemies with ease even with its default mag. At number 2, we have the M4. The M4 is a rifle that has good damage, great fire rate, and great recoil. It's very customizable and silencer compatible with changeable barrels and gas blocks for a double damage upgrade up to about 200 damage. It's very accessible as it's sold at Grillo level 1 and you can purchase lots of ammo from vendors, and ammo being sometimes found on the battlefield. The M4 does a bit less damage than the previous entry, the RPK, but has a slightly better fire rate and much better recoil. The magazine is upgradable to 60 rounds, which is more than enough to deal with even large enemy squads, as you're able to reliably land headshots even while mag dumping thanks to the M4's low recoil. We place it on this list as a close number 2 just above our last entry, mostly due to the M4's significantly better recoil. And before we get to our number 1 entry, we have a fun little honorable mention: Painless. Painless is a heavy machine gun that has ridiculous damage and fire rate and a high recoil as a result, to the point where I wouldn't recommend firing this bad boy in first person. It has no customization options, but doesn't need them as it has a mag size of 200, doesn't need a scope since you're third person aiming with it at best, and it'd be heresy to put a silencer on it. Painless is only usable by Bagman since it's a heavy machine gun and is only available through a quest reward. It will eat through any 50 cal ammo reserves you have in just a few runs, but it can shred enemies in moments. This is probably one of the funnest guns I've used in the game, which easily wins it the crown for our honorable mention. And finally, at number 1, we have the AA-12. The AA-12 is a shotgun that has great damage, good fire rate, and good recoil. It's not very customizable, with the only significant attachment being a drum mag. It's not very accessible as it's sold at Grillo level 3, and shotgun ammo is sold in fairly small amounts via vendors. But shotgun shells can be scavenged quite regularly on the battlefield. The AA-12's main selling point is that it can use a 32-round drum mag coupled with its large point-blank damage, allowing it to decimate most enemies in a close-range fight, even taking out exos or tanks if you put your mind to it. Even with its 8-round magazine, you can easily tear through small and medium squads, oftentimes getting 1 kill per shot. Now, of course, you don't want to use this gun outside of close-range fights, but it's absolutely unmatched in power and is extremely satisfying to use as you watch everything in front of you fall like a bowling pin, earning it our number 1 spot on this list. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, as it lets me know that I'm making the type of content that you guys enjoy. And please do leave your thoughts on this top 10 list in the comments, as this is the first time I'm making this kind of video and would love some feedback. Did you guys have a sleeper pick that didn't make this list? Or am I out of my mind for not even placing one of your favorites in this video? Good luck out there and happy scavenging.